Hello, people, and welcome to the lesson. Today we are working with a text about the most important inventions in the history. We are working mostly orally, but still, open your copybooks and put down the date Monday, the 30th of May. Class work. Работаем мы в основном устно, но тем не менее запишите дату. So we are going to read an interesting text and do some not very difficult exercises. Let's start our work and let's read the text. Who is the most important person from history? Let's read together with me. Читайте вместе со мной. What person from history has the greatest effect on our lives today? Recently, a group of many different experts decided it was a man named Johann Gutenberg. Gutenberg is famous for inventing printing, but he didn't really invent it. He invented a better way of printing. For hundreds of years, people used blocks of wood to print. They used a knife to cut words in the block of wood. They made the words backward. Then they covered the block with ink and pressed it onto paper. When they pulled the paper from the inky blocks, the words appeared on the paper in the right direction. In Korea and China, people printed with metal stamps instead of wood. Either way, printing was difficult and very slow. People usually wrote books by hand, so it took several years to make one copy of a book. Books were very expensive and rare. Only rich people could buy them, and only rich people could read. As more people learned to read, books became more popular. People around the world wanted to find a quicker, better, and less expensive way to print books. One of these people was Johann Gutenberg. Gutenberg was born in Mainz, Germany, around 1400. We do not know the year exactly. He was an intelligent man, and he was good at working with metal. Gutenberg probably had no idea how people printed in China. His idea was to make a metal stamp for each letter of the alphabet and use the letters over and over. He could put the stamps together to make words and arrange the words to make pages. With ink on the stamps, he could press paper on them to make a page. A printing press machine could make hundreds of copies of a single page quickly. After that page, he could rearrange the same letters to make other words and print other pages. It took Gutenberg many years to make the stamps for each letter of the alphabet. When he finished the stamps, he didn't have enough money to make the printing press. He borrowed money from a man named Johann first. They became business partners. After many years, Gutenberg's printing press was ready. Gutenberg printed his first book, the Bible, around 1455. It took Gutenberg many years. John Faust was a good businessman. He understood the importance of Gutenberg's invention. He took Gutenberg to court because Gutenberg still owed him money. Gutenberg had no money, so Faust took his printing press and started his own business. He printed and sold more Bibles and kept all the money. Gutenberg was sad and broke. He died in 1468, a poor man. Today, people remember John Gutenberg. The city of Mainz has a statue of him and a museum. His original printing press is in the museum. They print several pages a day to show that it is still in good condition. There are only 48 copies of the original Bible. It is the most expensive book in the world. In 1987, a Gutenberg Bible sold in New York for $5.3 million. So, we read the text about Gutenberg, and I think it was understandable and not difficult. Now let's work with the words. Поработаем с вами со словами. Backwards, rare, broke, pressed, effect, partners, statue, borrowed and arranged. There are two words you will not use. В этом списке два слова, которые вы не будете использовать. Put the words into the sentences. Вставьте слова в предложение. Well, let's check. Gutenberg borrowed money from Johann Faust and said he would give it back later. There were few books before the printing press. Books were rare. Gutenberg arranged words to make pages, then printed the pages. Gutenberg's invention was very important. It has a big effect on our lives today. People cut words backwards into blocks of wood so that the printed words would be in the right direction. Gutenberg and Faust worked together and became partners in business. Before Gutenberg's printing press, people pressed blocks of wood on paper to print a page. You managed with the words. Now we are working with phrases. Теперь мы работаем со словосочетанием. By hand, had no idea, over and over, took to court. Complete the sentences. Дополните предложение. Let's check. The Chinese also printed on paper, but Gutenberg had no idea of this. He didn't know about it. They used the metal stamps not just one time, but over and over. Before the printing press, people copied books by hand. Fast wanted his money back from Gutenberg. He needed help from a judge and a lawyer. He took Gutenberg to court. Managed with this task too. Now, there are some questions. You can answer them if you have read and listened to the text. Where was Gutenberg born? What was he good at? Who did he borrow money from? When did Gutenberg print his first book? Where is Gutenberg's printing press? How much did a Gutenberg Bible sell for recently? Постарайтесь ответить на эти вопросы по памяти. Если нет, верните видео к тексту и найдите ответы на вопросы. Where was Gutenberg born? Где он родился? What was he good at? Что он хорошо умел делать? Who did he borrow money from? У кого он взял деньги в долг? When did Gutenberg print his first book? Когда он напечатал первую книгу? Where is Gutenberg's printing press? Где сейчас находится его печатный пресс? How much did a Gutenberg Bible sell for recently? И за какую сумму была продана Библия, напечатанная Гутенбергом? Продана она была не так давно. So you answer the questions orally. Отвечаем на вопросы устно. Now your homework. I hope the text was interesting for you and you learned something new. At home, you are to write 6-10 sentences on the topic «The most important invention in my life». Дома вы должны написать 6-10 предложений по теме «Самое важное изобретение, которым вы пользуетесь в своей жизни». Think and write. That's all. For this week, you have only this task. Goodbye and good luck.